every Friday on our website. Red feather deep, has the receiver who breaks a tackle. It's Bovine. Bradley trying to catch him. He won't. And Oklahoma City on the first play of their next drive busts it loose and they regain the lead. Are you kidding me? Tiberius Bovine once again making the big play. Unbelievable. One wide receiver either side for Mike, and Daza will flip it out to Sim, and Sim makes the play. 10-5 touchdown. The doctor is in. The Crabs have a lead. Oh, mama! There goes that man.
To the right, single receiver to the left. Dunhill to throw, has time, goes deep down left-hand side. That was complete behind the defense. They can't catch him. 10-5 touchdown. Atlanta. Boo Chisholm does it again.
Hand off to English on a first down, trying to get it around the left-hand side. Takes the long way around, but still picks up the first down. Still on his feet, down the sideline. Johnny English past the 20, 10. He scores again. Touchdown, Honolulu. On one of the craziest runs after fake punt, pass, kick, whatever I've ever seen. Unbelievable.
Mama, there goes that man.
I mean, he goes 5 yards back before he scores.
Yeah, I was going to make a comment about that, but I'll keep my comments to myself because he took this one to the house. He was blazing. 51 didn't have a shot.
So the Skyhawks having trouble on first and second down sometimes in terms of moving the chains, but they have converted on a decent amount of these third downs. I believe they've only had to punt once. Snap back, handoff to English, right up the gut. English fights his way for a first down again, and can you believe that? Johnny English, that's the second time on third down the man has just taken the ball and ran right up the gut for a first. This is a man possessed, ladies and gentlemen. He wants this Skyhawk team to succeed, and it looks like he's...
Split backs for Louis Ndula. Josh to throw, runs right into Big Sexy.
Big Sexy. Another country has heard from. Oh, yeah.
He just blew right by the offensive tackle. Gave him one little move and boop, down the cornerback went.
Split receivers and offside, and Snowden's going to take the handoff. Snowden, Richard Snowden spins back inside, breaks a tackle and scores. That's going to be a touchdown, DC. How in the world did he keep his balance and move the other way?
Wow, that's well, we were just talking about it too. You know, Snowden's got that ability to break away, and had he had more field there, he was definitely able to keep going. You know, he goes through the whole guy, doesn't have a whole lot of room there. One guy misses a tackle, he spins on him another, and shakes off that one right down there at the end and is able to get in there. So DC is shown early on. They set the pace with the first touchdown, and then they come and they answer back with a great drive there.
Walker's deep pass is picked off. That's interception number 3 on the night. Eddie Gage gets up and returns it to the 34. How about Baltimore's defense against Kevin Walker? He did not throw 3 interceptions all of last season in any game. And only 2 times in his career has Walker thrown at least 3.
These two defenses right now canceling each other out. Showing a blitz up the middle, they bring it. Bentley running right into it. Bentley gets away from it. Bentley's got a first down. Breaks a tackle. Ray Bentley, he's gone. And the Aztecs are going to score and get on the board. Welcome to the game, Ray Bentley. And the Aztecs are right back in it just like that.
It's now time for SFL After Dark here in Week 7. And how fitting is it to broadcast from San Diego, whose team owner produces a podcast with a segment entitled After Dark. Dave Axis and the San Diego Mavericks host the Charleston Predators live from Gold Star Memorial Field here at Trick Jersey Stadium. Good evening, folks. I'm Tyler Falk. Alongside me, as usual, is my partner, Brett Solberg. Brett, Charleston cannot seem to stop this 5-game losing skid they're on, but they might have a bit of hope playing a team they have never lost to.
Now, the problem is with that is it's their first time going to San Diego to play this Mavericks team. And it's not the Mavericks team of old, the Mavericks that lost 16 games in a row to start their franchise. This is a Mavericks team that has such a high-powered offense led by Sudo Nakai and Scar Patterson and that fantastic wide receiver group. Charleston is on the ropes right now. They need to make a statement in this game if they're going to survive against San Diego, in my opinion. But nonetheless, it's going to be a fantastic game here.
And for the Mavericks, we'll get more into details as we go out through tonight's games, but it's been less about the passing attack this season. Their rushing attack, for the first time in 5 seasons as a franchise, their rushing attack is in the top 10 in all categories, while they were only in the bottom 5 in their previous 4 seasons. And we'll touch more on that as we go out through the night. But for now, San Diego in their all grays with white helmets are set to return the opening kickoff by Brad Bretchen of Charleston, who are in their white and blacks. Friday Night Lights in the SFL are underway here from San Diego. Here comes Dave Axis on the return, trying to get to the near side, and Sleeves gets out to the 30-yard line and taken down on the near sideline. And let's introduce you to the rest of that Maverick offense. Scar Patterson is the 3rd season quarterback with Sudo Nakai at tailback and Mateo Privado at fullback. B. Robo, Dave Axis, Lili Nakai, and Eagle Mondavi round out the wide receiving core. And at tight end, we have Benji Matson and Adam Williams, who only has 1 touchdown so far this season. The only other time he had 1 touchdown was back in season 17 with Lone Star. That was the only time he missed the playoffs as a player, and that's the first sack of the ball game from the first offensive play of the ball game. Charleston's defense, who struggled time and time again to get opposing backfields, make an early statement.
Yeah, and that was a struggle in their last game in Week 6 against Fort Worth. They had no sacks against Fort Worth in their 42-26 loss. Why not make a statement here, getting their first sack on San Diego's first offensive play?
That was Thomas Matthews picking up a career-high 3.5 sack of the season. And that ball goes over the middle, and it's still bobbled around, and it falls incomplete, and it's 3rd down early. An early test for this Maverick offense.
Yeah, that was deflected by Jack, a guy who has had, a career full of pass deflection. Now his 93rd pass deflection of his career. That is a big number for a linebacker, and it's going to set up 3rd and a country mile to start things off for San Diego.
3rd and 18 to be exact. 4 wide receivers. Patterson under center. He tries to go near side with it. Nearly taken away on the line by Matt Ryan, the nickelback, and it's a quick 3 and out to begin the ball game. Less than a minute off the clock.
Yeah, it took the words right out of my mouth. How often have you seen this season San Diego get stifled so quickly, even by just the first play, setting them back 8 yards, basically setting the momentum here, and that's huge for a Charleston team that really struggles offensively here, as we'll talk about later on when they get to the offensive side of the football field.
The punt's away now from Wade Ramsey, the undrafted rookie, and the back to return, trying to make men miss left and right as Honest Adobe can only get back to the 32-yard line. Let's introduce you now to that struggling but none undeterred Charleston offense. Kentez Johnson, the league's leader in passing attempts and completions, is the quarterback, with Saren Storn, who picked up his first career rushing touchdown last week at tailback. Terrell Sutherland is the fullback alongside Nick Holland as the backup tailback. Dave Hayden, Honest Adobe, and Davius Reed are the wideouts alongside Brian Murphy at tight end. And on the line at center is St. Nebuchadnezzar, and it seems like these defenses are quite hungry as we have a tackle behind the line already.
Yeah, and San Diego probably keyed in on trying to stop that, that rushing offense as quickly as possible. Talking about that Charleston offense, second to last in rushing yards per game at a measly 42. That's got to improve in this second half.
Yeah, Freddie, the middle linebacker, Freddie Trammell, gets behind the line and terrible. Pardon my criticism, but just an awful play call at that time. Hoagland goes backward. I saw what they were trying to do, but just completely blown up before that play even got going.
Yeah, the immortal Nick Hoagland probably thinking of his longtime predecessor, Hulk Hogan there, and dialing things back, but it just didn't work for him.
Hammer against his former team gets a tackle behind the line, and both teams with third and longs cannot convert, and it's dueling punts and 3 and outs to begin the ball game.
Yeah, and right now it's both these offenses just, not getting off to the right start of things right now. San Diego got stifled by that early sack, and then Charleston couldn't really get things going on first down, and the second down pass was very much a complete failure, pardon my French on that one, which has set both these offenses back.
So Eric Blueberry, the punt away, Dave Axis back deep to return. Nice move, another spin move, still going. Is Dave Axis, a solid return up to the 28-yard line. And let's introduce you to that Charleston defense who made an early statement. We'll see if they can do it again. Thomas Matthews lines up alongside Mar Rivers, who is the team leader in sacks with 4.5. Robert Cherry and John Lawley are the rest of the defensive line, with Kevin Brackett, Jack Brown, and Gino McFly at linebacker. Mark Martin, Tyson Thorne, Sam Blotner are the corners. Jacob Clear, Matt Ryan, and John Stamego at safety. Deep drop from Patterson, looking deep over the middle, and it's nearly taken away by Jacob Clear.
And that's, again, great job by Charleston here to really step things up defensively, because you do have a very hot San Diego team that you're playing against that is really trying to turn things up offensively. Thinking about last week with Scar Patterson throwing 30 of 39 for nearly 300 yards and 3 touchdowns against a very stout Denver defense. He's going to want to do that again here against this Charleston defense.
Offset eye behind Patterson here on second down. We'll still try and go to the air side arm sling for Patterson right side. That is caught. First completion of the ball game for Scar Patterson after 3 attempts. That one's hauled in by B. Robo.
Yeah, now it's a third and manageable here for San Diego, and it's not too bad of a situation. San Diego's done pretty decent with their third down conversions so far this season. 57%, good for the middle of the road kind of SFL team right now.
Corner comes outside to inside, and everyone trying to show a blitz on the south side, but Charleston got a little bit too jumpy, and dump off near side. Tusuda Nakai goes nowhere, but they will pick up the first down on the offsides penalty.
Yeah, we've already seen some offside woes earlier in the block here with Vancouver, Florida, with the Vancouver defensive line having trouble staying onside. And now it's the first jump of this game here as Matthews gets the infraction there, basically pushing San Diego into a first down.
Looking to tie the team leader, Mar Rivers, in sacks, trying to get behind the line early. Already has 1 sack tonight on the opening drive, but a little bit too eager there. And the drive continues now for the Mavericks. Heavy set, 1 wide receiver tucked in tight on the line here on first down. Patterson, quick drop, looks near side, nice catch, and then turning back to the interior of the field is Adam Williams, and he'll pick up 4.
Yeah, that one was just a little bit of an awkward kind of recollection of oneself when you're catching the football behind you and you're trying to turn yourself back. There's really no other direction than maybe to go backwards on that one, but Williams did the best he could on that catch.
3 wideouts. They're on second down from the 43 to go with the ground game, and Sudo Nakai tries to muscle and hustle his way forward. He gets all the way up to the 48, a yard shy the line to gain.
Yeah, and this is what San Diego really has improved on this season is their rushing attack, like you said before. Sudo Nakai is on pace for over 1,000 yards. That's going to be another 1,000-yard season for his illustrious career. And that's huge to open up San Diego's offense, and that's led to this 4-2 start to the season.
One now. They go back to the air. Trying to look outside of the right-hand side. That is caught for first down and more. It's the Eagle. Eagle Mondavi picks up the first down for the Mavs.
Nice little out route there, and sometimes if you need to have a reliable option on third down, you go with an out route. Doesn't matter what kind of yardage you get, it's short, medium, or deep, you're going to get an out route open at some time in the game.
Good to see Eagle Mondavi back in the league. We've missed him. Former GM from the former St. Louis franchise. Oh, here it goes. Nakai, when he fumbled the football. They fall on it. Bravado, though. Right place. Right time. Or check that, it's actually Benji Matson who falls on the loose ball.
Man, did you just see that football? That guy bounced like an absolute pinball in a bunch of obstacles being around. And I would say San Diego's pretty lucky to get that recovery off the fumble, because there were 3 Charleston defenders that almost got to that football. Now San Diego needs to capitalize on this success here.
It looked like Nakai would have been able to go for the end zone had he not stutter stepped. Pass over the middle. Nice catch by B. Robo. Patterson fit that one only where his intended receiver could get it, and that is what Robo does.
Yeah, and he's been the leading guy for Scar Patterson this season. If you're looking to get an open catch, you're going to find it from B. Robo, who's got 44 receptions. That'll be number 45 for him. Leads the team with 525 in yardage coming into this game, along with his 5 touchdowns. So he has been a key contributor to the San Diego offense.
Sadai here on first and goal from the 5. Handoff to Nakai, near side. Had a couple blockers, but is absolutely destroyed by Kevin Brackett.
And don't I know about how hard Kevin Brackett can hit just from practices alone. The former Vancouver Legionnaire coming in, basically the only guy untouched on the blocking game from San Diego, and demolishes Nakai on the spot, forces a 2nd and goal.
Now the Predators defense, their backs against the wall again on 2nd and goal. Come out in the goal line eye. 2 wideouts top of your screen. Might be a mismatch. Patterson has to find one of them. Looks to the back of the end zone.
There it is.
Touchdown! San Diego! Be good, be Robo!
And that was just a perfectly placed throw from Scar Patterson as well. When you get inside the 5-yard line, you want to pass that rock. You want to make sure that it's guiding that back line of the end zone. He finds B.E. Robo on this perfect rainbow pass, and 6 on the board for San Diego. That's the start they want to this game at home.
That was Mr. Robo's 30th career receiving touchdown. The former Revolution man gets a start over here in San Diego and provides the opening scoring here against the Charleston Predators. Extra point from Prince Beard is up and good, and it's 7-0. San Diego over Charleston. If you're new to the SFL, the Simulation Football League combines traditional sports, esports, and a role-playing game into one. Team strategies are being executed in real time by our simulations as real-life players compete on the virtual gridiron. For more information about the SFL, visit our website at simulationfl.net. The SFL, put the fan in fantasy. And the return from Adobe gets all the way to the 30-yard line and no further. And let's introduce you now to that Maverick defense. On the line, it's Eric Hammer, Bobo Caudill, Ryland Caudill, and Biff Markham. Linebackers are Jeff Gagne, Freddie Trammell, and Leon Thunderman. Corners are Tom Creek, Stuart Zomelia, Tanner Hendricks, and the lovely, perfect Pink Lisa as the 4-string quarterback. Zach Holdorf and Nate Hall at the safety spots. Handoff up the middle, going nowhere. Terrence Storm just hasn't been able to get the wheels clicking all season long so far in his first season after transferring over from wide receiver to halfback. Leon Thunderman sets him down at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, it's an absolute struggle for him. If you're a running back that's only averaging 3.1 yards per carry, it's not really looking good. And I don't think it's the fault of him. I don't think he's getting enough touches. He's only got 46 carries coming into this game.
2nd and 10. Johnson to throw, looking near side. Great footwork on the sideline by Davius Reed to haul it in for a 5-yard gain.
Yeah, and because of that run game kind of being stifled through this first half of the season, it's been forcing Kentez Johnson to throw this football more, and he's done pretty admirable to it. As you can see, he's finding open guys for yardages that you need. A great catch from Davius Reed to set up a 3rd and 5.
He had 55 passing attempts last week, in week 6 versus the Toros in the loss. He's going to try and pass it again into quadruple coverage, and he's lucky that one falls to the turf. Again, looking for Reed. Nothing doing, and it's another 3 and out for Charleston.
Yeah, and I think that time it was just a pass that Johnson needed to wait maybe a second or two longer, just so that there was, instead of, quadruple coverage, it's just that one-on-one coverage. You've got a guy like Jay Hayden and Davius Reed. Those are guys that can beat corners one-on-one. Maybe just holding that football for a little bit longer could have worked, and now it's led to this 3 and out.
On comes the punting unit for the second time here in the first quarter. Eric Blueberry does it. He gets it away just in the nick of time. And Dave Axis, who in chat was saying, there's no fair catches tonight. He becomes a little blasphemous and calls a fair catch for himself at his own 26-yard line.
Yeah, not too bad of an idea there. Seeing the approaching Charleston special teams, I don't think that Lightning can strike twice with the washing machine-esque work that he had in the last effort here. But now Scar Patterson back out on the field to try to get San Diego their second straight scoring drive.
Patterson back to throwing, first down, quick hitter over the middle. It's good for first down yardage. Plenty of room to run after the catch for the tight end Benji Matson to the 38.
Yeah, what's becoming less and less often in the SFL is these quick hit passes. We're seeing a lot of, time consumption from the quarterbacks in the pocket waiting for the receivers to get open. But when you can have quick hit routes to your tight end, such as this one here, sometimes it'll just shock defenses and it'll get you first downs, just as we saw here.
Start of the drive with 4 wide receivers. They come out again here with 4 wide receivers. This time they swap out Matson, the tight end, for the tailback, Nakai. Nakai is the one who gets the call. He gets out of a tackle, and he's down the sideline inside the 40, inside the 30, and Jack Brown finally takes him down at the 24-yard line.
Yeah, and this is a guy, Sue Nakai, who's probably one of the smartest running backs in this league and knowing where his offensive linemen are going to be. And if you have known me in my broadcasting career, I love myself a stretch run, and that's a perfect stretch run that probably could only be toppled if he had a little bit more separation for a touchdown. But Suda Nakai, he's got the Jets, and he's basically pushed San Diego well within field goal range here, pretty much at the red zone already.
Jack Brown getting closer and closer to becoming the 4th member all-time to reach the 1,300 tackle mark, but it's going to be a touchdown instead here for the Mavericks, and it's a touchdown for Dave Axis the Diva.
And man, San Diego has turned up the dial after their first unsuccessful drive. And that was probably a picture-perfect play for them, because you had 2 safeties essentially right on Axis. And Axis is a guy who might be a little bit on the shorter end in terms of, average heights of wide receivers. But man, does he have jets. If he needs to break back past defensive backs, he will get to it. 2 quick scores from San Diego has made this a 13-0 game.
Out comes Prince Beard again here to tack on the second extra point of the ball game. Snap spot, pick up, and it is good. A solid drive all told here for the Mavericks. 3 plays, 74 yards. A touchdown to Axis to cap it all off. Partner, and a special shout out to our statisticians tonight, the cornman Zach Holdorf and stats queen Rochelle Colston in the stats truck this evening. Thank you to both. But what a quick, efficient drive from San Diego tonight, partner.
Oh, yeah, and let's give credit to the wide receivers here. B.E. Robo just eclipsed the 30 touchdown mark of his career, and Dave Axis almost at it at 29 now.
Almost broke that. Return wide open, did Adobe, but is stopped at the 30-yard line, and now it's time for Charleston to put a drive together that lasts longer than 3 plays.
Yeah, and it feels like this is something that Charleston has kind of gotten used to already in this season, falling behind early in games, which has forced Kentez Johnson to throw this rock. I wouldn't be too surprised if we see 3 or 4 straight passes coming from Johnson's arm.
come out in I formation. Instead, they go to Saren Storm through the middle. Nice run for Storm. Best run of the young night. That's a 9-yard pickup to the 39.
Yeah, and a big credit to the offensive line to give Storm the space, whether it be, just sliding those defensive tackles to the ground with you, or just, opening up just a small gap of space so that Storm could get through, and just a nice 9 yards sets up a second and easy.
If it is easy as easy sees, they try and go with the run. This time it's Sutherland, the fullback, and he will fall forward for the Charleston Predator first down of the evening.
Yeah, and those are what you sign fullbacks for. If you want to get those, second, third, fourth, and short situations, you want to hand it off to your fullback so he can power through for that first down. Just, textbook play from Sutherland.
3 wide here as the down marker flips back to the 1 for the first time tonight for the Predators. Out route left side. That's caught by Jay Hayden. He picks up 5 yards.
Yeah, and now it feels like Charleston's starting to get things going here offensively. They're finding their open targets. They're starting to get their run game going, which is good here. If they can continue to use that run game as an advantage, it's going to help their passing options open up here.
It's like a run-heavy set, and San Diego responded kind by stacking 9 men in the box. Instead, it'll be a pass, left side, caught by Storm. Upfield they go, and this drive quickly turning into the best one of the night for the Predators. Second first down on the drive.
Yeah, I think that's what they need to continue doing with Saren Storm, the converted wide receiver here, is use that swing pass a little bit more often and have your guys ready to just block whoever is in front of you to give Storm a maximum opportunity to get as many yards as possible. Like we saw there, it's going to help Storm's confidence, especially down the second half of the season, and it might help him get those, big runs that you want from him.
Tight end look here on first down. Handoff Storm again. Storm can only muscle his way for a yard as he's quickly taken down near the line of scrimmage. They'll give him 1 Biff Markham in on the stop.
Yeah, and this time San Diego's defense was ready for a Saren Storm run. It didn't matter where he was going to go on that one. The defensive line basically had their eyes set right away and just flattened, you could say, Saren Storm right to the turf.
This could be the final play of the quarter. Johnson looking left side for Storm. The play that worked for a first down earlier goes nowhere this time. It'll lose 2 for the Predators as we come to the end of the first quarter. 14-0 Mavericks over the Predators, but the Predators have the ball and are driving. You're watching the Simulation Football League Week 7 here on SFL YouTube, presented by 8 PM Music. Stay right here. Welcome back to the second quarter. Charleston versus San Diego. I'm Tyler Falk alongside Brett Solberg, and nearly taken away, but Johnson put an excellent touch on the ball to get it to his receiver, and then it all ends up in about a 5-yard pickup for Honest Adobe, but it's 6 yards shy of the first down marker.
Man, I don't think that was the intended idea either on that play, because they were looking to get a first down. They're forcing to punt this football away. And Johnson had to go with his check down throw. I'm not even sure if that was the right play call at all.
Charleston drive, definitely the best one of the night, but it does result in the same outcome, another punt. Dave Axis calls for his second fair catch of the ball game. Dave, what are you doing, man? Said no fair catches, calls 2 of them already. That's a diva moment.
Yeah, the hypocritical diva moment, I guess you could say. But here, again, probably a safe option to call that fair catch. He probably needs to stay healthy if he wants to keep San Diego's successes in. And you don't want to get demolished on a special teams tackle that you probably could avoid.
I'm just writing myself off of Axis Live at this point. First and 10. Patterson looking near side. That is caught by the diva himself, but this time he'll move forward instead of just waving his arms up in the air like he just doesn't care for 7 yards.
Yeah, and it's a good start again for San Diego. Get the 7 yards going. They're going through the air this time, maybe on second down. Hand this guy off to Suna Nakai to get that first down now.
Second and short after the Axis reception. Charleston come out in a 4-3. Mavs come out in a goal line I. Try and go up the gut with Nakai. Good little spin move for a couple extra yards and a Maverick first down.
Yeah, and that was a squeeze yourself out of a t-shirt kind of run from Suda Nakai, because he got stuffed a little bit there, and all of a sudden you see this burst of speed through two Charleston defenders, and Nakai gets himself a first down and a little bit extra.
Five wide. Patterson going to look over the middle. That is caught. Turning upfield is Jim Tobin, the fifth-string wide receiver for 7 yards.
Yeah, well, they're getting their extra wide receivers open on plays like this. If Charleston has all the star receivers covered, it's going to get somebody open. And why not Tobin get himself a nice and easy catch again? Another 7-yard catch, which could lead to, looks like a run-heavy play here for second down.
The tight ends and the fullback Pravado all on the line. Said they'll try and pass it. Patterson has to get out of pressure a little bit. Finds Nakai finally. Nakai trying to fall forward, but he is stopped just maybe half the length of the football near the sideline. I believe that was bracketed on the stop.
Yeah, it's dangerously close there for Nakai. I'm not too sure. Yeah, if you look at it, that's pretty much that and the thickness of a piece of paper there between the line of scrimmage and first down.
They'll go through the middle and they gain more than plenty enough yards for the first down. It's Nakai to the 42.
Yeah, that was just great job by the offensive line just to open things up for Nakai. You could see just a wide open space on that left center of the line, and Nakai felt like easy breezy, like he was on top of that hill on what's that movie with Julie Andrews? I can't remember. That's the Sound of Music. There we go. That's what I was thinking of.
Goal line eye here on first down. Here for the Mavericks. Trying to go up the middle again with Nakai. He gets caught up behind the line, but does make forward progress for about 3 yards as John Stamago comes up with the tackle.
Yeah, and this is something that Charleston probably needs to start keying on a little bit here. If they can stop Nakai, especially, through this big stretch of on this drive and for the rest of the second quarter, it's going to force Patterson to throw that football more, and those defensive backs can be ready.
Trying to look for the swing pass again, left side, Nakai.
Too late.
They're going to rule it an incomplete pass to the sideline. It wouldn't have mattered whether or not he caught it. It looked like he would have gotten nothing anyways.
Yeah, it's too late of a throw from Scar Patterson there. If you're going to throw that swing pass, you got to throw it where there's enough space between the running back and the sideline out of bounds, and that was just way too late.
Third and 7. Patterson deep over the middle, taken away by Jacob Clear. He had an interception last week, and he picks off another quarterback this week.
And that was a telegraphed interception throw from Scar Patterson as well. It felt like it was heading right towards Jacob Clear as well, even though it was probably wanting to head to one of his receivers. That felt like a pass that was like magnetized directly to Jacob Clear. Charleston finally getting some momentum on their side, but that offense has to capitalize on this turnover.
He breaks away from a 4-man pack in Charleston for the alt-right interception team leader, and that pass, well, that was ill-advised to say the least. Johnson trying to throw off his back foot and provide a miracle, but Trammell saying, I'll just take that one to the turf.
Yeah, you can see a trio of SWATees there from San Diego, again, telegraphing the passes. That's 2 straight passes from 2 quarterbacks that are just ill-advised throws, telegraphed right away, so linebackers and safeties are just ready for it. And, these quarterbacks maybe need to calm down a little bit here.
Part of that air dominance that the Maverick defense seems to have, number 1 in pass deflections in the league.
Oh.
And there goes Johnson down, taken down to the line of scrimmage by the team leader in sacks, Mar Rivers.
And you talk about that air superiority of San Diego. Don't forget their, pass rush as well. 6th in the league with 14 sacks heading into this football game. And the cheeseburger, Mar Rivers gets himself a sack.
Pass coming, pass over the middle, nearly taken away, and I apologize, it was Bobo Cadil who came up with a sack last time out, and that last nearly interception deflected away was by Nate Hall.
Yeah, that one again, another telegraphed pass from Kentence Johnson that was almost in the hands of a San Diego defender, and again, it feels like Charleston, whenever they have these little successes, they just can't seem to capitalize on it.
Fourth punt of the ball game here for Charleston. On its way from Blueberry, and Dave Axis will not call for a fair catch this time. But he gets about 2, maybe 3 yards on the return for the 26-yard line before being taken down. Want in-depth statistics all season long and maybe the right players, rosters, and team sheets, visit the SFL website at simulationfl.net for more info about the league and its 28 teams, and to see all the league records, team stats, player leaderboards, the rankings of the next class of SFL talent, and so much more. Simulationfl.net, your home for everything SFL. Here come the Mavs, an excellent starting field position, and that pass left side for Nakai is, well, they're gonna say he held the football just long enough, like he was reaching for the first down marker. Instead, he has to reach back out for the line of scrimmage mark.
Yeah, not this time again. It's all about if you're going to go with that swing pass, you got to do it much sooner than that. That was a little bit better. But again, maybe take a second off that mental clock if you're going to throw that swing pass, because Nakai needs that time to turn his body forward down the field.
5 wide, Patterson looking for the corner out, and he's got a man. That's Robo all the way past the 50-yard line inside Charleston territory.
You know, sometimes when you see that 15-yard post route or the 15-yard corner route, it's going to be that one-on-one battle between defensive back and wide receiver. And sometimes when you look at BE Robo, you know, he may not be the main guy you think about when you're trying to, you know, moss a football, but you got to remember, he's a deceptively tall receiver, 6'5", 218. He goes up in the air and grabs that great catch and now in enemy territory.
Oh my goodness. It's a lopsided affair on the stats page, but the defense still playing strong here for Charleston. Gino McFly comes up from the linebacker spot to take down the running back. Gain of 1 on the play.
Yeah, and there's got to be something that this Charleston defense needs to do, excuse me, to try to limit San Diego's progression down the field, because at least it feels like these last couple of drives for San Diego, they've been, you know, getting these big plays relatively easy.
Patterson, 5-step drop looking left side, and a little bit too far for Robo this time, and it looks like he was hurt trying to go for the ball.
Yeah, and it didn't look like he was actually trying to reach out and grab that catch. Something must have pulled, I don't know, maybe in his thigh or his calf, I'm not sure, but it definitely looked something of the lower body area, but we can't tell until maybe after the fact. We see Robo taking a break here on 3rd and 9.
Only 4 wideouts available here on 3rd down. We'll see if it's a next man up mentality. Pass over the middle, looking for one of them, can't connect. Incomplete pass, and this might give Charleston a little bit of hope to get back in this football game.
If it's not hope, then it's a little bit of an opening for Charleston to see if they can exploit that. But it all depends on how Ramsey's going to punt this football away, because they're in good territory to punt this football inside the 10 if they really wanted to.
4th and 9, just over 5 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Punt is on its way from Wade Ramsey. Back to return as Adobe, trying to make a man miss, can't, take it down at the 13-yard line. Tomorrow on Next Level Sports, the unbeaten Atlanta Swarm try to keep it that way, going up against the Portland Fleet, who have a winning streak off their own and want to spoil the Swarm's dreams of a number 1 seed. Kickoff is tomorrow at 6:30 p.m. Eastern, only on NLSE. Next Level Sports. Get more. Johnson looking throw near side. Storm had to make a man miss and can only pick up 2 yards after getting out of the tackle, eventually brought down by Jeff Gagne.
Yeah, it feels like San Diego has really scouted this Charleston offense pretty well. If you're forcing Charleston to punt these drives back to them in relatively easy fashion here, and again, just a well decided defense to limit Stare and Storm on the 2 yards on a swing pass.
High formation handoff Storm, and he is, well, stormed down after picking up a yard. A host of Maverick defenders in on the tackle, and someone might have said flash like in World War II, and Thunderman was there on the double.
Yeah, and again, it's just it all dates back to the struggles that Saren Storm has had throughout this season, and it doesn't feel like he has that extra burst of speed that the rest of the running backs do, which has caused the woes. As a great catch there, first down right away, steal my thunder, Charleston, to get that first down. But as I was saying, that run game just hasn't been there for Charleston, and that's probably what's affected them the most in this season, and especially in this game.
It's been the passing game, and Brian Murphy puts an end to some third down woes and picks up a third down conversion here for the Predators. Now it's a 1st and 10 for Charleston from their own 26. Johnson looking near side, somehow caught and picking up 8 yards is the wide receiver Reed. He reached behind the defender to pick that one up.
Yeah, I'm very interested how Zach Holdorf didn't get a finger onto that football. It just felt like he was in the right spot, and it just all of a sudden fell into the hands of the receiver. And here we are, 2nd and 2 for Charleston.
And off up the middle, Storm will pick up another Predator first down to the 39-yard line.
Yeah, and it helps with that confidence to at least get that first down, Saren Storm. It has been, a super productive day so far, 15 yards on 5 carries so far. But at least he's getting some of the job done. He's helping Charleston move those chains offensively.
Put backfield here on first down. Try and go with the run this time, but fullback Sutherland gets it, can only get a yard, and we get an update. It was a leg injury for Robo. It's a leg cramp, and it sounds like he'll be able to return later on in the football game.
Yeah, with a leg cramp, sometimes just a massage roller will kind of help things out. He should be back within the next offensive drive for San Diego here. But Charleston kind of backed up here, 2nd and 9.
Eat your potassium, kids. Blitz coming here for the Mavericks. They try and go an out route short right side, looking for Adobe. It's short, about 2 yards. When we come back, it's 3rd down for Charleston. San Diego has the lead. Can Charleston get anything but a punt on a drive? You're about to find out. Watch the SFL on YouTube. Three wide receivers coming out of the 2-minute warning here in the first half. Johnson under center, back to pass, looks near side, and it is caught. Caught by Adobe, they'll say. I did see the ball pop free, but they're saying it was after he was ruled down.
Yeah, that one probably debatable by either side here, but I think I tend to agree on the side of the refs here. I think that's a completed catch there. Excuse me, choked on my own spit there for a second, but Otis Adobe getting a first down there.
And in midfield we go. 1st and 10. Johnson, under a little bit of pressure, and he throws it away. And that's the air superiority here in San Diego. They pick off Kentez Johnson, and it's Nate Hall with the pick.
Yeah, and that's just one of the things that Kentez Johnson has been trying to avoid. You have to remember that Johnson threw 31 interceptions last season, and he's trying to forget that. It is just an ill-advised throw right into the hands of the defender, and now San Diego can really make them pay at midfield here.
As Johnson's 11th interception on the season, Nate Hall picks up interception number 14 of his career. Patterson over the middle here on first down after the turnover. And they'll pick up 10, they'll say. Good pitch and catch over the middle. I believe that was Lili Nakai coming up with the receptions. Will they go back her way? Yes, they will. Another pickup of 9 yards for Lili, and that's 19 yards on her first 2 catches of the ball game. Back to the line they go. Patterson going to look to pass again, looking for Lili, and Lili couldn't make it 3 for 3.
Yeah, that one was a tough throw, that third one there. The first two to Lili Nakai, absolutely no doubter. She was wide open for that one. Get those easy 19 yards, but on that second throw, that's tough. That is tight coverage. And you know what? Stay with the hot hand, but it just wasn't open enough to get that full complete catch.
Oh, third down. They go into a run formation. Instead, it'll be a flip out left side for Nakai. This time it's Sudo Nakai, and it will be a first down, but they're going back to the hurry up in this power heavy set. Less than 45 seconds to go in the half.
Well, they had to because you didn't get out of bounds. The clock's still ticking.
I'll go back to Nakai, this time with plenty more room to run before he's eventually hit at the 20-yard line, and San Diego wisely call a timeout after picking up 5 yards.
Yeah, now with 34 seconds left here in this first half at the 20-yard line, I think that was their marker for them to think to call that timeout. They got to it. Now they called it. They can get to a different formation because they were just going to stick with the swing pass if they continue the hurry up.
Backfield as Patterson goes into the split gun look. Rolling left, firing deep over the middle, nearly taken away by Stamango. That falls incomplete. That would have been the second safety to pick off Patterson tonight.
Yeah, that was almost a touchdown pass as well, and that was just well-timed from Stamango to get himself in front of the receiver and just get at least his hands on the football, if not get the interception. And again, it's forcing another third down here on this drive for San Diego.
5 wide receivers here for the Mavericks. That must mean that Robo is back in the action more than likely. We'll have to see. Corner route, near side. Touchdown! Dave Axis, the Diva, picks up his second on the night.
And you know, they told us on Seinfeld that double dipping is, the greatest deadly sin of them all. But here we see Dave Axis double dipping on touchdowns here. He is the benefactor of the last 2 sets of points here for San Diego on a great throw from Scar Patterson. This passing offense has been deadly in this first half, and you can see it right there. 20 to love.
His second touchdown of the evening results in Axis's third E career receiving touchdowns, and it's now a 21-0 ball game. Mavericks are enjoying this home, field, runway, whatever it is. San Diego's loving it.
Well, right now with how things are going, it feels like home cooking.
Absolutely. Home airspace, friendly confines, insert your cliche bingo card answer here. And it's 26 seconds left to go in the first half. On the return now is Dobie trying to half find a way through the defense. He's unable to get past the 31-yard line. Best return of the ball game for Dobie. Now with 21 seconds to go and all 3 timeouts. And with the football, might want to try and get some points here to end the half. They will get the ball to start the second half. They're going to need a little bit of confidence, I think, going into the locker room at halftime, down by 20. John's going to look to throw over the middle, nearly throws it away on the first play from scrimmage. Zach Holdorf pulling double duty out in center field, and in the stats truck nearly came away with the interception.
Yeah, it looked like Holdorf just called that 15-yard post down the middle right away, and he basically stayed middle on the spot, didn't move too far back. He maybe stepped himself back 3 or 4 yards behind himself so that he could get in the perfect place and almost grab the interception. Just, great awareness from Holdorf.
Backfield 2nd and 10, 17 seconds to go in the half. They will go with a run for Sutherland, and he is twisted inside out. Bobo and Rylan Caudill tag team like the brothers they are to bring down Sutherland at the line of scrimmage, and that will bring us to the 3-second mark, which results in a Charleston timeout after they tried to run out all the clock.
Oh, you know what's coming, Tyler. It's the old fabled Hail Gary from the 31-yard line, I think. This is exciting times for me, at least, just because of the fact I said Hail Gary.
We'll see what happens. Maybe it's a Hail Gary. Maybe it's a Hail. We're just going to run it here. We'll see what happens. Regardless, it's 3rd and 10 from Charleston's 31-yard line. Of course, with the captain's seconds remaining. Kent Johnson go under center with a split backfield and hand off back to Sutherland, and he goes nowhere. Oh my goodness. Nothing doing. And is that? Did Bobo Condell trying to call a timeout with 0 seconds left on the clock? That is pretty diva, if I do say so myself. 21-zip at the end of the second quarter. Partner rather quickly. What are your thoughts on the ball game and what needs to happen for Charleston to come away with maybe a come-from-behind victory?
Well, the real question is what doesn't need to happen for Charleston. I think everything has just not worked out for Charleston, especially offensively. You cannot run on 71 yards. There you see it, of total offense in one half. You need to find a way to spark that offense and get that motor going, because if it stays this way, you better believe it's going to be 42-0 at the end of the day.
Adobe with a nice move, and the returns just keep getting better and better. Veronis Adobe to the 32-yard line this time. And, well, besides the interception from Jacob Clear in the game, he's been the only real bright spot for this Predator team.
Yeah, and you just look at the stat line here. Kentez Johnson only at 55 yards despite throwing 15 times. And Saren Storm only at 15 yards over 3 carries. It's very low numbers for this offense.
3rd straight fullback dive dating back all the way to the end of the second quarter. This time a much better result for Sutherland to pick up a 3.
Yeah, and it's not a bad idea just to maybe see if you can go another way, get somebody else involved. But Sutherland's also been struggling in this game here. He's finally in positive territory here, just 5 yards on 6 carries for him. Not a great start to his game here either.
Bunch formation left side. Johnson looking deep over the middle, nearly taken away. Excellent dexterity and agility from Holdorf as he gets his hands way up in the air and knock that away.
And that's another pass deflection from Zach Holdorf on a deep pass. That's the 3rd time that we've seen him dive in attempts to, grab interception, but it just falls out of his hands here. But it's just great awareness from these safeties here. You got to give credit to Nate Hall as well, the strong safety. He's been there a couple times. He's got an interception to his name here, and it's kind of forced Charleston into this hand where they can't really get anything going.
Well, if they don't want to start out the second half like they did the first half, they need to convert on 3rd down here. Johnson stepping up in the pocket, looking over the middle, and it's caught. 1st down into San Diego territory. Davius Reed is there, and they do pick up the 1st.
Yeah, you got to trust on veterans to get yourself moving forward here, and that's what Davius Reed can get you. He's a guy that if you need to get yards eventually, he's going to be a guy that's going to get open, and boy, did he get open after that crossing route. And it's just a no-brainer for Kentez Johnson to throw it his way. 1st and 10 and enemy territory here. What feels like the first time in this game for Charleston.
If they can capitalize, they were in Maverick territory. They got all the way down to the 42 or 43-yard line at one point, but had to punt it away. This time they go with Storm. Oh my, what a slobber-knocking hit from Tom Krieg, the Blitzkrieg.
Man, you said it. It felt like a Blitzkrieg coming from Tom Krieg to Saren Storm, quieting the storm for 2nd and 10.
Good to see him back up and at him in the backfield on 2nd down after that hit. Johnson going to look to throw, dump it off in the middle. Oh, Hoagland couldn't haul it in. I thought it was going to be Storm back there. Very skinny backs, but Hoagland, very little he doesn't get a chance to be on the field as the backup tailback. Just couldn't make the most of his opportunity on that.
A couple of my wrestling buddies would say that he had too much pastamania, brother, that his hands were just, covered in the sauce, that he couldn't get the catch. But, you got to have those hands, especially when you're the check down option, Nick. You got to catch those.
Other 3rd and long upcoming for this Charleston offense. 3 wide receivers. Johnson rolls and fires, and off the shoulder of Reed, and couldn't be corralled by anyone. Again, Holdorf in the area. Another 4th down, the 2nd punt for the Predators coming inside opposing territory.
Yeah, and it feels like just the moment they enter enemy territory, like you said, I believe it was their third drive of the game, Charleston, they got to the 42-yard line, and they just got stopped right on the mark. They couldn't get any further. And again, on this drive, once they got into enemy territory, they did not move an inch further.
Oh, it blocks! And it was coming for the longest time, and falling on it is Donald Gary Lammers, the backup middle linebacker, and the day for the Predators goes from bad to worse.
Yeah, and it's just, a perfect telling of a story for Charleston, at least in this first half. And, not a great way to end your drive in the first drive in the second half. And now San Diego, they got 4 receivers. They're looking to make Charleston pay here.
Empty backfield, 4 wide here for Scar Patterson as they start in plus territory. Patterson over the middle, wide open is B. Robo for a huge pickup to the 24 of Charleston.
And forget the leg cramps, beat your Robo. Get yourself wide open on that catch, and you'll see here with the tight end, I'm guessing Benji Matson getting a little bit involved. It opened up the linebackers down the middle of the field, which forced Stamango to get that saving tackle from the strong side to stop the bleeding, essentially, from B.E. Robo's catch. But that is big yardage on that play alone. Just the first play of that drive, too.
3 wide here on 1st and 10. Patterson looking near side. Great deflection. And picked up. Going the other way. Almost a stacked and paper-esque pick 6. But it's an incredible pick for Mark Martin.
Put that on a poster. My friend Mark Martin getting himself noticed here in this game. Relatively quiet so far, only being involved in 2 tackles in this first half. Finally gets perfect coverage on B. Robo and gets himself that big tipped interception. And good starting territory here for Charleston, but we dial it back again. Charleston given another opportunity. They have to capitalize on it now.
Only punts, interceptions so far for the Predators. No points to show for any of their offensive dealings. We'll see if that changes here. Storm on the swing pass. It's 7 yards on the play, and for the first time all night, we go to SFL headquarters where Cameron Irvine has a game break for us.
Thank you, Tyler. Trellis Blanton in the red zone trying to put Seattle up 2 scores and separate themselves from Minnesota, but he's going to be picked off by Derek Meerkat, although Minnesota's offense, which has no offensive touchdowns tonight, can't do anything with it. Stat of the night, Tyler, as Charleston gets a first down. Johnny Reno, 88 passing yards. Trellis Blanton, 317. Seattle by 4.
Wow, thank you, Cam, for that game break. Sharon Storm picks up a swing pass, gets a first down, but oh my goodness. It's kind of like our game, but on like a ×2 scale, partner.
Yeah, and that feels like the numbers should be flipped with how well Johnny Reno's played this first half. Only double-digit yards, that's crazy.
Very shocking result. Pass left side here for Charleston results in a gain of about 7, this time hitting Jay Hayden all the way to San Diego's 44.
Yeah, and this time it feels like Charleston's actually taking this momentum here. They got the first down from Saren Storm and a nice swing pass, and then they go with the out route here to Jay Hayden to get a good start to this set of downs. Opens the playbook up here for 2nd down, and maybe adding a little bit more confidence here to this Charleston offense. Maybe that's what they need here.
Charleston's offense will now echo San Diego's with an I formation, and they get to the backfield, no doubt helped by that early jump. And so take off the tackle for loss gives Charleston a free 5 yards.
A free 5 yards and a free first down there as well, as that puts them over the first down marker there. Yeah, like you said, if you looked away for maybe 1 second and didn't see that yellow flag fly up in the air, you would have thought, geez, Charleston back at it again when they're in enemy territory. But they got a blessing in disguise with that penalty now inside the 40 for the first time in this game.
Bobo has been all over. Bobo Caudell that has been all over this game, from getting into the backfield to calling a timeout with triple zeros on the clock to, well, dump it outside early, and now he gets involved again and takes down Terrell Sutherland for a loss of 1. This time he stayed onside until the ball was snapped.
Yeah, and that was the joint effort from the Caudills there. I saw Ryland get in there as well to stop that. A tackle for loss for both of them. Ticket down for them. 2nd and 11, Charleston. Let's see what you got.
Much formation near side. Instead, Johnson looks left hand side. That is caught. Pickup of maybe about 4 yards. The tight end, Brian Murphy.
Yeah, and now we have to see what Charleston can do here on these third downs. A woeful 2 for 8 in the first half. That's a number that you can't win games with. Let's see if they can improve it so far. They are 1 for 2 in this third quarter so far. Let's see if they can get themselves above 50%.
Any forward progress would probably put them in Brad Bretchett range for at least the first points of the ball game. Looking over the middle, that one incomplete. Flag comes in late, and Charleston might get a break here.
Yeah, I think they will get a break here. Jay Hayden had a lot of ticky-tack touching there with him and the defensive back. It's going to be dependent on where this goes for PI, and they are going to call it defensive pass interference. That's going to push themselves way into Brad Bretchett range here and possibly close to red zone territory.
And they tag the lovely, amazing, perfect pink Lisa, the rookie, undrafted cornerback with the infraction. Oh my goodness. They're really pulling all the stops here tonight. 1st and 10 now from inside the 30-yard line. The best drive of Charleston's night. Late blitz coming. Pass over the middle. That's caught for first down yardage inside the 15 down to the 14. That one hauled in by Reed.
Yeah, and that is, again, another great route ran by Reed there, getting in front of his contemporary defensive back, making sure that Kentez knows that he's open, so he throws it to him on that slants route, and he gets that first down inside the red zone. Charleston's best opportunity in this game. They need to score a touchdown on this. No doubt in my mind.
On this drive, they finally eclipsed the 100-yard total offensive yards mark. With a run left side for Hoagland, I believe, this time. And Hoagland picks up a yard before he's taken down. That's Jeff Gagne taking him down.
Yeah, I think the perfect play here for Charleston would maybe go with the swing pass Aaron Storm's way. Go to the right side this time since you're on the left hash mark, so you have enough space for Storm to get that yardage.
All right, with a run up the middle, San Diego read that one well, and Tanner Hendricks comes from the outside to the inside to take down the tailback at the line of scrimmage, or maybe a yard.
Yeah, and this is the first time since, partway through the second quarter that they are at 9+ plays on this drive here. They've had plenty of opportunities in that second quarter to move forward, but they didn't. Now they're the 13-yard line on this drive here, play number 11.
Press coverage. We'll see how Charleston cope over the middle. Touchdown! Charleston! They get the goose egg off the board. Jay Hayden not only picks up a touchdown, but he eclipses the 1,400 receiving yard mark in his career.
Man, and that's probably a huge monkey off their backs, because if you date things back to their last game against Fort Worth, it's been 3.5 quarters since Charleston has scored a point, and they finally get themselves their first touchdown of the game here in the later stages of this third quarter. Desperately needed for this Charleston team. Now that San Diego's kind of stopped scoring a little bit here, now they're back in this game.
Third touchdown on the season for Hayden, as the extra point is up and good from Bretchett. It's now a 21-7 ball game as Charleston starts to make a little bit of a push for a comeback. Liking the game so far? Smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. The SFL produces over 400 events a year. There is no one else that gives you more football. Don't miss a minute of SFL or SFLM action and help the channel grow through your support. Thank you for helping the SFL reach 10 years of operation through your viewership as Dave Axis gets turned around and finally sat down at the 25.
And now San Diego, here's a rare situation in this game. Your opposing team has scored on you. Now, can San Diego respond in kind here with a scoring drive of their own? And if they do, that could be a huge gut punch for the Charleston defense.
Or wide. Here to begin the drive, they'll go with a pitch play near side. Studo Nakai gets smacked behind the line for a loss of 1. Brackett says hello.
Yeah, you talk about explosive speed from running backs. You forget that linebackers can have explosive speed as well. Brackett breaking through the line of scrimmage and just demolishing him with a John Cena-esque shoulder tackle, diving from the top rope. There he goes. Say goodnight, Studo Nakai.
Oh, Patterson with a nice swing pass to Nakai. Nakai bouncing off of a wimpy tackler and picks up yardage to the 29 to make that a gain of about 5 on the play, and it's 3rd down.
Yeah, that's turning chicken you-know-what to chicken salad there, as it felt like that play was broken and a half. Scar Patterson throwing off his back foot, going the other way to Studo Nakai, who looked like he was going to go out of bounds. Nope, let's get 4 yards instead out here on this 3rd down.
5 wide here for Patterson on 3rd and 6. He's going to look to throw near sideline, nearly taken away by Mark Martin, who had the incredible pick in the last drive. Couldn't make it 2 for 2, but he does force a Maverick punt.
And now this Charleston defense is starting to step up here and telling that offense, hey, we're giving you these opportunities. You need to start capitalizing for us now. Now they've stopped San Diego here 3 and out, forcing to punt this football away, and they can have some potentially good field position here as well.
Back to punt is Wade Ramsey again. And he's just inside his 15-yard line. Punt is away safely. Here comes the return for Nobles. He gets taken out from his kneecaps at the 36-yard line. And here comes the Charleston offense, who, partner, we were talking in pregame about 3rd quarter woes, but after the last play, after the last couple of drives for San Diego, it seems like Charleston might have found a recipe for success.
Yeah, and it looked like it was just, nickel and diming it just to get yourself to the end zone. And Charleston might have that formula here. They just need to continue using it.
And now Storm! Oh. How many times are we going to say this tonight? Boom! Bang! Biff! Nate Hall!
Yeah, that's Nate the Great coming in, and we've talked about him having good coverage with his pass deflections and that 1 interception already in this game, but we forget how hard hitting he can be as a player as well. Again, another former Vancouver Legionnaire coming in with a huge tackle.
All right, here on 2nd down, Johnson gets it away cleanly, and here goes Storm up the sideline. He picks up the 1st down to his 49-yard line.
Yeah, and there's something that Charleston probably needs to take advantage of a little bit more here. Like I said in the first half, Saren Storm is that converted wide receiver to running back. And with a lot of wide receivers, that first instinct is going to be catching and running with the football, not getting it off handoffs here. So let's see if you can maybe start getting that confidence a little bit more in Saren Storm by getting those swing passes. That's how you get those big yards from him.
It seemed like the defense read it perfectly, almost read that one expertly as well, but somehow wheezing through the line is Storm. He picks up 6 on the run.
Yeah, and if you can get that confident 1st down catch and runs from Storm, you're going to get results like this, a 6-yard run on 1st and 10 to open things up on your playbook for 2nd down. That's what you want to see from your running back.
Illini here for Charleston on 2nd and short. Looking left side, caught by Storm, trying to find room, and he is clobbered again. He is going to wake up with a pretty sore body tomorrow with how many hard hits he's taken tonight.
Yeah, maybe a little bit of an ill-advised spin move to the middle instead of staying outside, which caused Zach Holdorf to come in again. Hard-hitting safeties on the San Diego squad, just amazing to see.
Same formation, maybe a different play call here on 3rd and 2. They're going to try and pass it again. Left side, Storm has to get going. He gets tackled behind the line to gain and behind the line of scrimmage. Nothing doing, a loss of 1. A great tackle from Hendricks ends the drive.
Yeah, a little bit of a pseudo screen pass, I guess you could call that, to Saren Storm. Maybe the swing would have worked instead of, the flat screen route for Storm this time, and that resulted in the 1-yard loss there. And Charleston not capitalizing on a 3-and-out from San Diego. They're just going to give the football back to him.
Third drive that ends inside San Diego territory for Charleston, that ends in a punt, as the punt from Blueberry ends up in the end zone, down for a touchback. Cameron Irvine and Paul Sarp and the Impact Monday crew head to D.C. this week, where the Dragons welcome in one of Season 20's top teams, the Arizona Scorpions. Will D.C. be able to pull the upset and turn its season around? This week in the SFL pregame starts at 7:15 p.m. Eastern, before the Arizona and D.C. kickoff at 8:15 p.m. Eastern. Right here, only on SFL YouTube. Deep drop, and here goes Patterson, who got out of the pressure and picked up 3 yards for his scrambling capabilities.
Yeah, and sometimes you forget that quarterbacks in this league sometimes have that capable speed, and Scar Patterson definitely is one of those quarterbacks who could scramble that football out of his way. We just don't see it a lot in this league. This time he just frees himself out of his pocket to the right and just finds a little bit of breathing room for the 3 yards.
And yes, that was Jack Brown on the tackle, so congratulations to Mr. Jack Brown. He is the 4th member in league history to hit the 1,300 tackle mark. Only other people around him to get past 1,300, that's Eddie Gage, Aquana Shine, and AJ Levy. Congratulations to Jack Brown.
Yeah, that's Hall of Fame company there with, the ageless Eddie Gage with his 97,000 tackles, and you got a Qantas Shine, who's all over highlight packages throughout his career, too.
Pass over the middle, trying to find one of the 3 receivers, he will find Lili Nakai for the first down, and that will take us to the end of the third quarter. Get your 4s, 86s, 68s, 12s up in chat. You're watching the SFL right here on YouTube, and we'll pause for station identification from, well, Curtis will tell you where it writes. How about that?
Of the Simulation Football League is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or account of the game without the express written consent of the league office is prohibited.
Thank you, Curtis. Tyler Falk and Brett Solberg on the call here in Week 7 of the SFL. San Diego leads 21-7 over the Charleston Predators. Special thanks to Zach Holdorf and Rochelle Toaston back in our stats truck, providing us with all of the stats tonight. Good pass from Scar Patterson over the middle, finding the diving and sliding receiver for a first down.
Yeah, Eagle Mondavi getting his second catch of the game there. And like you said, diving and sliding himself over, just over the outstretched arms of, guess who? Jack Brown, who's also has a plethora of pass deflections to his name in his career. But the Eagle soars himself to midfield to get that first down.
Absolutely. 1st and 10 now from midfield. I formation. They'll try and go up the gut with Nakai. Nothing doing, and taken down by saying this guy's name all night long, and he's leading the team in tackles tonight. That's Kevin Brackett.
Yeah, the Brackett man, Kevin Brackett, getting himself desperately involved here for Charleston's defense to keep this lead to 2 full scores. And that's what Charleston needs to do here. They need to stuff Nakai as much as possible, force Patterson to throw erratic passes.
Patterson looking to throw over the middle. They'll find a window of space to throw it into. Not only had to compete with defenders, but also the referee to get Robo involved again.
I got to ask you, where was that window to throw that football? On Mars? I can't believe Patterson managed to get it through so many different defenders and a referee in the middle of it all to get it to B.E. Robo. Just fantastic work from Scar Patterson. Sometimes these quarterbacks amaze me.
Solid numbers again this week for Scar Patterson. 22 of 33. Getting close to that 250 passing yard mark tonight. He'll try and hit it all here on this play. Wide open! Touchdown! touchdown again for the Mavericks. Robo has 2, Axis has 2, and they extend the lead back out to 20.
Well, domo arigato, Mr. Roboto. He gets number 2 in this game, and it just felt telegraphed. It was going to be a go route or a post route to the left side. Robo's got that speed to beat anyone at will, and he gets himself number 31 in his career, matches Dave Axis on the night. They both have a pair of touchdowns, and San Diego gets their 3-score lead back.
4 touchdowns for Scar Patterson on the evening, and here comes Beer to try and tack home the extra point to get them back out to a 21-point cushion, and he does just that. 28-7. San Diego Charleston. And Brett, if you're hearing 28-7, being a Vancouver fan, you're probably shuddering at the moment after seeing how their game went.
Don't say a word. Don't say another word. I will call this game the rest of the way now. You've lost your privileges, my man.
8 p.m. Music is unrivaled music to bring your stories to life, inspiring every production with the world's most robust and constantly refreshed music collection, state-of-the-art technology, and world-class customer service. 8 p.m. Music is the official soundtrack of the Simulation Football League. To explore their library and to find the perfect tracks for your projects, visit 8pmmusic.com. Well, it's time to buckle up, partner, as we got a 21-point ball game, and Charleston needs to make a similar comeback to the game we were mentioning earlier.
Well, I would like to buckle up, but I don't have a seatbelt on my chair, so I can't really do that.
Well, that's fair. We'll see if Charleston can provide us with some more entertainment tonight. Handoff goes to Sarah Storm, and he can pick up a minimal gain of about 2 yards before he's taken down by Hendricks and company.
And, sometimes it starts with the run just to see if you can establish that run game going, which has just not been the case all game. It's, again, another paltry run from Saren Storm that has him at 24 yards on 10 carries now.
They only average under 50 yards rushing a game, and seems like tonight that's not going to change a whole lot.
Oh, boy.
Lamar Storm, the former wide receiver, has to take a hit, and it's the Blitzkrieg again, who comes down for the tackle behind the line.
Man, why do the San Diego guys have such great nicknames? I wish that, we had, good nicknames over here in Vancouver. You got so many, initial followed by numbers, and then you've got like Blitzkrieg, Tom Krieg. It's unfair.
Pass over the middle, picked off! A shoestring interception off the floor from Nate Hall, his second of the night, and they'll set up an excellent field position. Johnson's third interception of the ball game.
Yeah, sit down, Willie Mays. You think you're the only one who can get shoestring catches? Nuh-uh. Nate the Great comes in, pick number 2 in this game for him, and that feels like a big nail in the coffin for Charleston's chances in this game, and they're probably at their last grasp effort here. San Diego probably looking to chew a lot of clock here, look for a lot of Suna Nakai runs following.
They don't have a whole lot of room to work with on the drive. They'll start out with a swing pass to the guy left side, trying to spin up. He will get a yard, and the clock will begin to roll.
Yeah, and that's what San Diego wants to do here. They've got this game fully in control right now. There is no ticker on any side of the Rick meter heading towards Charleston's way. I guess you could proverbially say it's all San Diego right now, and why not control this game by eating up some clock?
Wide here on second down. Patterson going to look to pass, looking near side. That is caught by Axis for a gain of about, we'll call it 5.5 yards to the 21-yard line. Stamango in on the tackle.
Yeah, and it sets up a third and pretty manageable here. Anything within that 5-yard marker basically opens up your playbook to almost any play that you can use, with the exception of maybe don't use a fake punt on a third down, because that just seems foolish.
2 wide receivers with a tight end flex off left on third down, looking left-hand side. Nope. Too far for B. Robo. He's out of bounds. Well past the first down marker. And it results in fourth down. On comes the field goal unit.
Yeah, just like with swing passes, you got to time your out routes just right to make sure that they can catch it on that sideline. And Patterson just threw a little bit too late. And I don't think they're going to mind settling with a field goal here, because that is going to push that lead to 24 points, which is going to be tough for Charleston to come back with 7 minutes to go here. But I know that they wanted probably to chew some more clock off.
38-yard attempt for Beard's first field goal attempt of the night. He's 5 of 8. Make him 6 of 9 in his inaugural season. And he'll extend San Diego's lead to 24 points. It's 31-7.
Nice.
Very nice. So after Nate Hall's 15th career interception, it's only a short 3-play drive, which does result in that 38-yard field goal and gives San Diego a 24-point cushion. And they'll kick it off once again to Anas Adobe to see if Adobe can make a return. Starting at his own 9-yard line. Nice little spin move, and we've seen plenty of that tonight. So many hard hits, everyone trying to lay the lumber and have everybody waking up with some pretty sore bottoms and shoulders and arms tomorrow. And Charleston, right now back home, it's just a little bit past midnight, so I'm wondering if that might be a factor for how tired these guys are at the moment. Three wide receivers here for the Preds. They look to throw near side. Great catch. And holding on to it is Adobe through the contact.
Now, even after that hard hit on the special teams this time, you know, he breaks through the pain, manages to reach up there in between two defenders as well. And you've already seen a few hard hits from Zach Holdorf in this game, and he laid the smackdown on him, but he managed to keep that football in his hands for a fantastic catch.
See what happens here on first down after Adobe's impressive display of athleticism. Now wide open, tight end spinning around goes Brian Murphy for a huge gain from the tight end.
Yeah, and that's probably what Murphy has been wanting all game so far. He's been relatively not really looked over too much. He's gotten, 8 targets in this game, and they've been, some of them have been ill-advised throws, but he finally gets a second reception on the great catch he spin.
21-yard reception for Brian Murphy as they go back to the ground game now. 5-yard pickup for Storm, and the offense continues to roll on.
Yeah, and it feels like Saren Storm's success throughout this game is just however Charleston's momentum has been, leading him towards. Because whenever they've been, having good strides on their drives, Saren Storm has been getting good yards. But if it's not working out, he ends up either with 1-yard runs or runs behind the line.
High formation, wide receiver tucked in on the line, trying to look for a swing pass right side for Storm. Storm falling forward for a yard, but not before Freddie Trammell starts warming up his vocal cords and takes down Storm for a 1-yard gain.
Yeah, now Charleston probably have to start to think of maybe hustling things in on play calling here. You're getting close to 5 minutes left in this game, and I think 3 receiver shotgun's pretty good idea here.
Tez looking to throw into coverage, and it goes through the hands of the defenders. Zomelia past Nate Hall, and it'll hit the field incomplete. And it looks like they'll try and just get 3 points out of this.
Not a bad idea either. At least get some points on the board. You've only had 1 scoring drive in this game. Too many punts to name towards. Get Brad Bretchett in. At least, keep his numbers going up and up and up, at least in the leaderboard. This will be his first attempt of the game here. Looks like from 44-ish.
From the right hash, 44, as Brett said. Snap spot. Kick is on its way. It is good. So Charleston will hit double digits tonight, 31-10. Let's see whether or not they do come out with an onside opportunity. But regardless, a solid point-scoring drive. Their second one of the ball game. 6 plays, 45 yards, and culminating with that field goal.
Yeah, they'll take the points right now, and it looks like they're just going to go with a regular kickoff and see if they can stop San Diego right away here. Charleston's defense, especially in the third quarter, was really good, so they're hoping to get things back to third quarter form.
Kickoff is on its way from Brechet. Axis, about a yard outside his own end zone with the return. Has entourage to his left, tries to go right, and he's met by a host of predators, or a pod of predators, as one would say, taken down to the 25-yard line, and out comes the offense. 5 minutes, 2 seconds to go. In regulation, we're finally probably going to see a lot of the running game partner as we 5 minutes.
Yeah, I would imagine that Nakai is going to get a lot more touches. Surprisingly enough, he's only had 10 touches on the ground so far in this game, and he's been super effective with 78 yards.
7.8 yards per carry average as they continue to go through the air. Just a quick, easy hitter to the left-hand side. That one complete by Adam Williams. He picks up 5.
Well, maybe on the side you've got head coaches kind of betting towards themselves whether or not Scar Patterson get to 300 yards in this game. I'm not sure if that's legal or not, but nonetheless they're going to stick with the pass game. And hey, this one stayed in bounds, so the clock keeps ticking.
Maverick fans and players all start to chant, "Run the ball, run the ball." They will run the ball with Nakai. Left side, 5-yard pickup. First down, and the defense couldn't stop him. Jack Brown already past the 1,300 tackle mark now. Picks up another one, but it is too little, too late at the time.
Yeah, it's just going to be pseudo Nakai fighting himself forward. It looked like he was going to get stopped a little bit behind, but he pushes forward for that first down.
Looks like they're going to pass again here on first down, inviting the Predators defense up a little bit potentially. Patterson, left side, Nakai out of the tackle by Brackett and picking up 4 yards for his troubles.
Yeah, not a bad play there from Nakai, but I always worry about those running back screen plays because a lot of the time the defenders just seem to be ready for it, and they have 1 or 2 defenders that are just nipping at the bit to get a tackle for loss, but this time he managed to squeeze past Kevin Brackett for 4 yards.
High formation here on second down. Just over 3 minutes to go. Here in regular. Guy gets the carry, gets out of a Brown tackle, still fighting off defenders, and will finally pick up the first down. And kind of sneak peek of what may have happened over in the Seattle-Minnesota game, but how did the legend fare? Do they come back, Cam?
Thank you, Tyler. Seattle found every way to blow this game, including an interception in overtime. Minnesota's Mickey Malillo from 47 yards away gives the legend a sigh of relief. They escape Seattle 23-20.
Thank you, Cam. Oh, heartbreak for Seattle as their resurgent season continues. Patterson pumps once, looks left side for Nakai. There'll be a flag on the play, but it looks like the nemesis will be, as one would say, sleepless tonight.
Yeah, and if you bring Minnesota back in any game, they're going to make you pay. And in overtime, there is no one better that I could think of to seal that game other than automatic Mickey Malillo, as he seals one and Minnesota continues their winning ways.
Mar Rivers, I get the name and number right this time, guys. It's called offsides. Last play. That'll bring up a 1st and 5 after the 5-yard infraction. And Mavericks come out here on a goal line eye. This will more than likely be the final play before we hit the 2. Handoff through the middle, plenty of blocking in front of them, and that is exactly what San Diego ordered all season long to this point. The run game finally getting going. It's the backed up Brent Trickle with the carry, and next man up mentality as these backups get a few carries.
Yeah, and how often do we see names come in capitalized? I'm pretty sure we're supposed to call it like we're yelling at our parents from 50 feet away whenever we see those names like that. But nonetheless, like you said, next man up. The offensive line was all ready to go for that first down.
That brings us to the 2-minute warning here in the final frame of regulation. 31-10, your score here in San Diego. Mavericks just trying to wean the rest of this clock out. here on SFL YouTube. It's a 21-point lead for San Diego, and unless they find ways to lose like Seattle managed to do, this might be it. And down goes Kyle Rookie, down way back in the backfield as Charleston pile on a little bit of revenge here on San Diego. Robert Cherry with the sack.
Yeah, and Kyle playing to his namesake there is, maybe a little too impatient in that pocket, and he keeps backing up, and then you're thinking to yourself, is Charleston going to get a 10-yard sack out of this? But no, they get 6, and Robert Cherry, at least he'll get himself a point in the sack department in this game.
Robert Cherry picks up TFL number 25 in his career with that last sack. Now into the gun goes Rookie, and they're going to try and pass. Pressure coming, and he goes down again. Another crunching hit. This time it's Rivers who comes up with the sack. Back-to-back sacks, and it's a total loss of 13.
And you can tell just the contrast in confidence between Scar Patterson and Kyle Rookie just alone here. As you think to yourself, is this the right moment to have your backups in up 3 scores with Charleston really threatening here?
Third in the length of whatever you want to call it, the go, and Rookie does an excellent job of getting 21 yards on the passing play, which also keeps the clock moving, and Charleston are forced to use their final timeout. Good pitch and catch to Axis. But here comes the field goal unit, and San Diego's going to get some points out of this.
Yeah, and you said it right there. That basically pushed that pass into field goal range. That's the big thing there, because if that pass is incomplete, you're talking about no points for San Diego. Charleston potentially getting a field position that might be favorable to them, all things said and done. But this now gives themselves an opportunity, San Diego, to put 3 on the board.
This will be Beard's tied longest attempt of the night, 48 yards, and that one is no good. And so Beard misses one tonight. He was perfect this evening, but unfortunately not this time around. He pushed it wide right.
Yeah, and 6 of 10 is not as nice of a figure to see as 6 of 9, but I think it was just a little bit too long of a wait for Beard before he kicked that football. And no points on the board here for San Diego.
See if the Predators can get some points here late on in the ball game. Pass over the middle is caught by Reed. First down past midfield to the 49-yard line, and here they come back to the line.
They're going to have to do this for the rest of the game.
Quick drop, blitz coming, pass over the middle, again caught for another first down. Again, it's Reed, this time the 35-yard line, a pickup of 14 on the play.
Yeah, these San Diego secondary needs to step back a little bit here, I think. Man-to-man isn't working.
Extra time here to get everybody situated. Pass again over the middle. Reed again. This time it's 9.5 yards for the 25-yard line. And here they come again. Under a minute to go now as everyone gets set. Johnson, middle, finds Reed. First down again, this time to the 12. They're back in the red zone for only the second time this evening. But backfield, and that's a spike to stop the clock with 45 seconds to go in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, smart play there, because you only have so many plays that you can use on that formation. Change things up, especially when you're inside the 20 here, to open up some options here. I would look to see if Charleston goes with another different 4-receiver set coming in, and it looks like they're going to stick with the trips bunch on the right here.
Bump coverage on the wide receivers and tight end. They're on second down. We'll see if that helps or hinders them. Pass, corner on right side, caught! Touchdown, Charleston! And it's the first career touchdown for Brian Murphy. Something to write home about, even in the loss for Charleston.
Yeah, that's a tight end, and in that trips bunch formation, he came in, looked like from the inside of that trips, and decides to go with a little bit of a corner, aiming for that back right side end zone, and he just played that perfectly. That's exactly what you want your tight end to do. Trust on his strength and his length to get that football, and Charleston gets a nice touchdown here before the time expires.
Everyone has to get their first touchdown. It comes For some, it comes in their first season. For others, they're still waiting, aka Eddie Gage. Sorry, Eddie. And now it's a 31-17 ball game. So Brad Brett should tease up the football, looking for an onside kick. They would need a miracle. They're down by 14, and it's still falling around, and finally hauled in by a member of the San Diego Mavericks hands team. And that should just about do it tonight. And we want to remind you to don't leave the stream without joining our Discord server. There's so much more to do in the SFL than just being one of these players. Join to check out content for teams and about the league created by the community. Participate in pick'em games, play SFL fantasy football, and test your skills in the Survivor pool. To join our server, visit simulationfl.net and click on the Discord icon at the top banner. The SFL community, 2,000 strong. We'll see you there. And with about half second between game clock and play clock, that should just about wrap things up here, Brett. 31-17. San Diego come out with their first victory over the Charleston Predator franchise. This only their fourth matchup. This time the first matchup in San Diego. And now all 4 games between these two clubs have been won by the home team. As Freddie Trammell, Freddie likes to say and sing, turn out the lights, the party's over. It's over in San Diego, 31-17.
Don't quit your day job. Anyways, sorry, I didn't say that. But anyways, it felt like, honestly, this game was over after the first half. Charleston just struggled mightily. It didn't matter what they were doing. San Diego capitalized on 3 touchdown drives, especially in that first quarter, that really set the momentum, and Charleston was playing behind the whole game, it felt like, and it just didn't seem like the Predators were ready to play behind again, and that's probably what's caused this woes and now pushing themselves to 1-6. They are really against the ropes now. They cannot afford to lose another game if they have playoff aspirations in their mind. Whereas for San Diego, congratulations! You've got win number 5. It's the first time in franchise history that the San Diego Maverick franchise has won 5 games in a season, and we're only in the 7th game so far. They still got 5 more games to go. Can they get themselves in a playoff position? It looks like more than likely with this performance tonight. And can they get themselves a great record? It looks like they're on pace to do so. Now at 5-2, this is a great job from San Diego all throughout. Pat on the back to everyone on the coaching staff and management crew for San Diego. 5-2. That's the first time. Unbelievable work.
First time in franchise history, partner, that San Diego has 5 wins in a regular season. People thought that Dave was crazy, that he was just being a diva when San Diego went through the whole reshuffle to the last off season. So far, it looks like everything is turning up roses here for the San Diego Mavericks, and it's good to see for San Diego to get to 5 wins on the season for the first time in franchise history. Lots to be proud of if you're San Diego, and some bright spots for Charleston, like the incredible interception from Mark Martin and the first career touchdown from Brian Murphy at the end of the football game. Final score 31-17. Quickly, Brett, your player of the game.
Dave Axis.
Dave Axis, did the diva get it, or does Robo get it? No, it's their quarterback, Scar Patterson. 26-37, 283 yards, and 4 passing touchdowns, excuse me. And so for Zach Holdorf and Rochelle Coulson on stats, and for my partner, Brett Solberg, and for the commissioner and producer, Cameron Irvine back at SFL headquarters, I've been Tyler Falk. We've got a 6-game slate for you tomorrow afternoon. We hope to see you then. And until then, folks, good morning, good afternoon, and good night, ladies and gentlemen.
Better.